The Chicago Bears had a rough go last season, being the worst team in football. However, there is a silver lining as their roster has shown improvement this offseason. We all know a crucial factor of this team is Justin Fields, their QB1. And building a strong foundation around Fields has been important for the Bears. Justin Fields was selected by Chicago in the 2021 draft and played in 12 games that season. The stats weren't too good, a 58.9 completion rate for over 1,800 passing yards to 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. But last season was a bit different for Fields. In the first 7 games of the season, he completed 55.9% of his passes for over 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns with 6 picks. Now in the last 10 games was a different story. He completed 63.7% of his passes for 1,194 yards to 12 touchdowns with 5 interceptions. Where we saw a lot from him was his impressive ability of how explosive he can be as a runner. He was great and we learned a lot as he rushed for over 1,100 yards with 8 touchdowns. So the Bears front office understood that the wide receiver group needed a lot of improvement because in all reality Justin Fields hasn't had the right pieces around him to throw the ball to. But Darnell Mooney is most likely going to be the #1 target for Fields. Mooney has been decent for Chicago. He got drafted in 2020 and in his rookie season he had over 600 yards, but in his second season he had over 1,000 yards. Last season he was pretty quiet and only had 493 yards. Darnell Mooney did break his ankle, which it cut his 2022 season short, but he is on track to make a full return and could have a breakout season in 2023. In the current offseason, the Bears made the decision to trade their first round draft pick to the Carolina Panthers. As a part of the deal, wide receiver DJ Moore was included. Throughout his 5 NFL seasons, Moore has been with the Panthers, catching 364 passes for over 5,000 yards and 21 touchdowns in 80 games. To be quite honest, this was great because Moore could even end up being the #1 guy for Justin Fields. Now there is also a rookie at the wideout position, Tyler Scott. He went to Cincinnati and the guy is very explosive. The Bears will use him probably on screens up the middle, on slant routes. As I said, he's explosive and the Bears needed somebody like this. However, there have been a lot of questions about Chase Claypool. Claypool joined through a trade that the Bears made with the Steelers during the season in 2022. He has been in the league for 3 years only, and in his first 2 seasons he was very decent. He had over 800 yards in both seasons. Last season in the first 8 games he had 311 yards, and the other 7, which were with the Bears, he only had 140 yards. Personally, I held high hopes for him in 2022, but that's not the case anymore. The running back situation has taken an interesting turn as the Bears previously had David Montgomery. Unfortunately, he's not there anymore since he wanted to get paid. He and the Bears just couldn't get a deal done, so he signed with a divisional rival, the Detroit Lions. Khalil Herbert is going into his 3rd season. He actually had an amazing second year with over 700 yards and 4 touchdowns. Herbert will most likely be the #1 back. The other back is Deonta Foreman, who signed with Chicago a 1-year, $2 million deal. On top, he's coming off a career-high season with 914 yards and 5 touchdowns. That was with the Panthers. But what I'm most excited about is watching this defense play. So the Bears signed one of my favorite defensive players to watch, Tremaine Edmonds. He signed a 4-year deal for $72 million, and I think this was a great pickup because the Bears needed a linebacker. They also brought in TJ Edwards, who was very consistent for the Eagles. Eddie Jackson is one of the safeties and has been in Chicago for some time now, but he is on the final year of his contract. Jaquan Brisker is the other safety. He's going into his 3rd season. Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson are the cornerbacks. However, Stevenson is a rookie and was a 2nd rounder, so he is young, but this is good. I don't know, the way I see it, the offense looks pretty good and the defense looks also promising. The Chicago Bears are up to something.
Bitch, we some stars, pull up in foreign cars.